Oh, I did do that right. Haha. Jokero, welcome in. How are you today? Let me get all the chats set up here. I got too many chats. I got the too many chats. Okay. It's your suggestion day, everybody. Welcome in. It's Friday. I'm gonna try to draw some stuff. I'm gonna draw some rugbies. Maybe pay some bills. We'll see what happens. We'll see where we get to. Okay. I'm ready. Let's do this. Layer is locked. Well, great. That's again. It's a tired rugby day, I think. Yeah. I think that's fair. Oh, my screen is covered in orange. I should probably wash that off. Hold on. Oh, it's so clean. That's much better. All right. Drawing some rugbies. I don't know how zoomed in or how big I am right now. This is pretty big. It's good enough. I've had mixed reviews about the character design for my game. A lot of people are just like, "Oh, I thought it was going to be pixel art." It's just like, okay, I think that's a fair assumption, I guess. But maybe I have to do pixel art. Corvus is not here. Why am I? Why do I have Corvus on my screen? Hold on a second. That's just going to confuse people. There we go. Do. Oh, did my mic get screwed up again? Hold on a second. Am I not talking to anybody? No, I'm talking to people. We're good. I don't know if the music is playing. It is. Okay. Everything seems to be working today, so I think we're fine. I think we're okay. Hot take: not every indie game should be pixel art. I agree. I think there's a lot of really fun options for just clean art, nice clean art. So says the man that draws the dirty rugby every day. So who knows? Who knows? Ads are starting in 10 seconds. All right, well, we'll hang out for a little bit then before I start drawing the other stuff. Give some more people time to jump in. We'll clean up this rugby. Maybe I can do another. Maybe we'll do a quick sketch. The things I really like about this are the head, but maybe that can be a little different. Giving streamers money. That's right. Fill those Twitch coffers so that Twitch can give me a pittance of it. Pennies on the dollar, baby. Pennies on the dollar. My original concept was something more like this. And I tried to go chibier, and I'm not sure I did it. I'm not sure I did it. Maybe the head shape is too weird. Like, what if we started... Did I just not make him chunky enough? Maybe I just didn't make him chunky enough. Gotta get that chunk, you know?
Yeah, I think you gave him skinny goblin proportions.
Yeah, I wanted to go... Welcome in, by the way.
Hi.
I think I was leaning into the Castle Crashers, right?
Yeah.
And then... but this is what my brain wanted, and I think I did like a halfway. I think I need to lean more Castle Crasher still.
Mm.
I think we're still not quite Castle Crashery enough.
I suppose. The thing you drew is consistent with the style of your rugby, though. So, who is
this one?
Well, the one that you've got for testing the game.
Yeah, that's the one at the top left. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wonder if I should go, like... more.
I don't know. That silhouette you got looks pretty toucan to me.
But maybe that's okay. Maybe toucan's what we need.
Maybe.
I'll try it.
Toucan is a pretty chibi bird, so just by default.
Mm-hmm. I think the more and more I get into it, I want less crotch. I think I just want little like barely legs.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna try this. I think this is gonna be funnier.
Okay.
We'll try that later.
Sounds good.
How are you doing?
In response to what you were saying about the pixel art, I think people erroneously think that pixel art is easier, and that's why so many indie games utilize it. It's really not that easy.
Yeah, there's definitely like it has a it's simpler in some aspects.
Yeah.
But I think to do it well is its own art form, right? Like it's something you have to practice and try, because there's a lot of bad pixel art out there. But because you have the limited, like maybe usually I think 32 by 32 is the pretty norm for pixel art. You know, you only have so many things that you can really play with. So it's not like you have to worry about having really clean line work and color, and it's just the tool set is simpler to pick up, which I think is why people think it's easy.
Especially for animation. The animation is significantly simpler.
Hi Boyd. WJ, welcome in. How's Lenore? I don't get the references, I'm sorry. It's called rugby because he's puntable. I mean, yeah.
Kinda.
Okay.
He does trigger that cuteness aggression.
Mm-hmm. That's very much the point. I mean, this would be really funny, and then if all of the weapons are huge, you know, sort of big
yeah.
Scythe. Like, that's hilarious. I like that.
Yes.
I like that a lot. And that's not my normal style, but it's a style I think I could easily pick up. It feels very Terraria, though, which is, once again, like, it is pixel art, so it's just like block man, block sword. and then the swords are just like wow, wow.
Yep.
So, Terraria is fun. Terraria is a good game. So
Yeah,
it might
totally.
not be a bad idea to emulate some of it. Okay, I think I'm done with this. Let's move on to this stuff today. Feel like drawing today?
Yeah. I was going to spend the morning doing some gesture drawing because I really was not happy with any of the poses that I was getting yesterday. So I was like, oh, I'll practice that. And then the part of my disability that mimics ADHD was like, hey, how about we do something else? So instead, I spent the morning writing stuff that you guys may or may not get to in our game for tomorrow. So.
We got into Lars's first like dungeon yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of fun. Like he gave us a nice little puzzle, but he started introducing it like through a character trying to explain it to us who was I guess starstruck, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, so I just kicked the door open, and it was fun. It worked out, but I was just like, man, I gotta stop this before the shenanigans just go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I had to threaten some NPCs. It was fine.
If you're not threatening NPCs, you're not playing.
The Raven Poe. Yeah, I get the Raven. Oh boy, like bird. I get it now. I do love it.
It has been so long since I've read any of Poe's actual poetry.
Every year at Halloween, I tend to try to read The Raven.
That's
The
cool.
Simpsons distilled it into my brain.
That's a nice tradition. I never picked up any, I never did any traditions that I wanted to. I just started cutting out traditions that I didn't like. So now I don't do very much for
That's
any
fair.
holiday.
That is fair.
But that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I used to just watch The Simpsons, Treehouse of Horrors every year. That was my tradition, and I stopped doing that a long time ago. But the Raven version they did was really good. Has James Earl Jones? Yeah, James Earl Jones reading it. Oh, so good. You want to join the Discord? Yeah, join the Discord. It's pretty great. You have a bunch of art there. You have some special art for the Patreons, like tokens and spicy art and stuff like that. Game tokens, game tiles. Okay, I'm rolling dice. Today. Let's do it. 6. A Myconid bartender. Easy enough. I like it. The question is, how much Myconid do you go? You know.
Yep.
Go draw a big dongus.
Yep. Start with a penis. Everything starts with a penis. Especially in Egyptian mythology. Bad joke.
And Greek mythology and
Yep. European mythology in general. It all starts with a penis.
I'm always hesitant to give mushrooms. Sorry, what?
No. Bitsy.
Oh.
Legend of Adventurous. It was
Someone's
a
walking
penis.
around here with a bloody penis.
Sorry.
This is so fucking dumb. I think that's my favorite, like his response to
Yeah, I hate this.
I hate this bit. I hate everything that's happening.
There's no other way to say this. It was a penis.
I never
Here.
want to give Myconid's faces, let alone mouths. I'm giving this one
Yeah.
eyeballs, and I'm not sure if I'm happy with it.
The way that I always did it, was I would give them like the hollow eyes and mouths from the little Princess Mononoke little tree spirits.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not a bad idea. I do that to literally everything else, so I might as well, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
Amazing
great
Bitsy
way-
impression.
It's a great way to evoke face that's also creepy because it's also distinctly not face.
Mm-hmm. We're still doing your campaign tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Okay, good.
Because we did not finish up. I figure we've got 1 or 2 more sessions in that, and then I'm ready to switch over to your campaign.
Gotcha.
And then Ace can finally play. I feel so bad for for the delay. I realize the holiday nonsense was unavoidable, but still.
I spent the last 2 days trying to fix uh, my inventory scripts.
Oh no.
Part of it's just because I haven't had time to do it, so I've just been like
Yep.
sporadically working on stuff. But I want to make this game so bad. Ugh. I want to start making characters and stuff.
Yeah. You're still making a lot of progress.
I am, yeah. As soon as I finish this, I think that's it for. I need to do some like stress testing on the projectile and special abilities, but that's why I want to make characters, because I want to actually like fiddle around with the idea of making those characters.
Right.
But once I'm done with this part of it, Dalcor's working on the HUD. Out of like the menus and stuff for me, because he wanted to try that. I think that's actually going to be like functional. Like I can actually play test it, like give it to people to play test. There's no assets or anything yet. It's not actually a game yet. But that's where we're at. Like we're right in there where we can start trying and playing and testing stuff, which is really fun and really exciting. But I gotta get this stuff done, and it's driving me crazy. Because I went through like I have to build. I was just making items and giving them to like the player can eat this and they get +1. It's like that works. That's cool. I'm like, what if they don't want that +1 anymore? They should be able to like store it instead of just consuming it and then drop it. So I made that and that worked. I'm like, cool. Now they need to be able to do that and give that to the tower. And so I made that work. So you can give items to the tower, and then you can take items out of the tower and just put it on the floor. And then I was working with that, and then I realized if I ever switch this character out, like I switch it to a different character, I have to manually relink all of those scripts. And I was like, oh no. So I had to find a way I had to make a script to hold all those scripts so that when you swap out the character, it talks to it. It's a manager. And I had no idea how to do that. So I did that. And I can now do that with the character. But for some reason, when I give the tower an item, it gives it to the character. And I was like, oh no. So I'm close. I'm real close. But I got the game to a state that I liked, and then I had to essentially start over. And it took me 2 or 3 days to get back to where I wanted to be, and I'm still not quite there. So that's the process. But that's the process, you know?
Yeah, but that's the process of learning anything, right?
I've landed in the Discord. Welcome in, Joe Crow. Check it out. You can link up for like art stuff or D&D stuff. I think there's little check boxes for either of those. But enjoy. I've built I got chibi on the brain, I guess, because of this. My brain is consumed with this right now. Tell me all your issues. I'm gonna be honest. The thing I miss most about like working behind the bar or working
As a
um,
cook?
as a cook. Well, not a cook. Not like working as like a waiter or front of the house person.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Is the apron. Like,
Oh,
it's,
really?
yeah, like having just like a waist apron with huge pockets on it all the time is nice. It's just nice. You got like you got your notebook, you got some extra pens,
Mm,
just walking around.
yeah. I don't like.
It's a tool belt. It's essentially the same as things like walking around with a tool belt all day.
Yeah, I can. I think I can see that. My initial response is like, ugh, that sounds horrible. Because most of my experience is working in ceramics.
Mm,
Was when I would have had like a shop apron, and I mean throwing with a like a heavy canvas apron on a pottery wheel
yeah.
is nice to keep your crotch from becoming caked with wet clay and water, but it also like really gets in the way and was no end of frustrating. So I always just wore pants that I never cared about and changed out of them and hosed them off afterwards
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of the clay. So I don't know. I've got a very different experience with aprons.
Yeah. I know those experiences too. So like there is a
Yeah.
difference. There's a definite
Yeah.
difference. And like uh I've been pretty much everything you can be in a kitchen. And
Yeah,
so like being a
I believe
dishwasher
that.
is one thing when you get like a big rubber um big rubber like body schmuck. But
Yep.
then there's something nice about being like a busboy or a back of house runner, like a host or something, where you get
Hmm.
like the nice tight, just like body fit apron
Yeah,
that you see at like
yeah.
fancy restaurants. Those are surprisingly comfortable. Like they make you feel good. You're like, yes.
Yeah.
I do not miss the button-up shirts. I miss being like super fit when I did do that, so I looked sexy as hell. But I don't miss wearing them. Okay, there's my Mike bartender. There's not a lot to it because I don't know. It's a mushroom. I don't like giving the mushrooms clothes. We'll give him some little like detailed things just to add some more variety here, like the tied string. It's got a little mushroom apron on. Um,
I like it. And also pants are for squares.
yeah,
So
we'll give him a jug. Maybe he stores a keg on his head. That would be funny. Let's do that. I got a little pony keg. You want the house special? I made it myself. I'm good. A little kombucha on top.
my name is Franz. This is my mother.
I bring my
She
mother
makes
food.
kombucha.
Put it in the game. Not my game, like a D&D game. That's funny. Not that that's not game worthy. It's just it's too much story for my game.
Yep. Yep.
What's this game about? Killing crabs. I'm here to smash crabs.
Oh, I keep putting off studying hands and I keep regretting it.
Yeah.
I definitely need to do some relearning.
do 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 do. Alright, I think I'm done with this guy. Just cleaning. He's just cleaning his glasses. You know? Gotta be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be ready. It's still just a big dongus.
All mushrooms are.
Yep.
Literally.
Okay. Natural one. Human male with a pure black left eye wielding a glaive in a duster coat with hair down the back? Okay. Can do. That's what I was going to do. I was going to see when this freaking... My space heater broke. The button broke on it. So I'm like, I can replace that. And I ordered a new one, and they're like, they'll be here today. And by today, we mean tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe sometime within the next 2 weeks.
It was supposed to be here 6 hours ago, so... Da-da-da. Now expected tomorrow by 8 o'clock. Stupid. I'm so cold. Just hold my heater back. Alright. I will live.
Probably.
Probably. I mean, yeah, there's always the chance that I don't, but that's, you know, that's beyond my power. Did it say black eyes or black eye? Pure black left eye, which I assume means the other one is normal. The
Seems like a
exemption
fair
proves the
assumption to me.
rule. What's that?
Seems like a fair assumption to me.
Yeah. That is actually how that statement is supposed to be used, by the way. People didn't know. I think I used that correctly.
What is it?
The exemption that proves the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
No parking from 10 to 5 infers that parking is available, not those times. So the left eye being, or the right eye being excluded means that it's normal. I erased the elf ears and then I just put them back on. Like
Yep.
I've become accustomed to a certain type of thing. I've drawn Julia. Is what I've done.
Yeah, you have. That is Julia Le Petite. Although she no longer has the undercut or
really?
the long hair. Yeah.
There you go.
Her current haircut, I think, is the young Matt Damon. No, not quite. It's not parted down the middle.
Matt Damon had long hair?
No, she's got it cut short. It's like jaw length.
Oh, I thought you said she had long hair now.
No, not anymore.
Gotcha.
Sorry. Am I mumbling?
I don't know. I might just not be
probably
paying
mumbling.
attention. I don't know.
Chat, can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear everybody. I mean, I can hear you. I don't know if they can. It seems
I
like
moved
we
my
can.
I moved my mic away from my face a little bit just because I've had it covering part of my screen for a while, in order to make sure that it was close enough.
Yeah, you sound fine to me. I just
Okay.
misunderstood what you meant, and or didn't hear you.
Yeah. And or I talked when you talked, and so. Cora says he can hear me. Okay.
All right.
So I won't worry about it then.
Welcome in, Corvus. I'm just not paying attention. Yeah, that's fine. That happens. My brain is scrambled. Let's do the eyes here. Did I just mute myself? Everything went quiet. What happened?
I think just nobody's talking. I can still hear you.
Did the music? The music did stop. That was weird. There we go. Okay. Windows Media Player is not well thought through. Surprisingly.
True.
I would like you to randomize this playlist. Okay, I'll play the first song and then start randomizing it. It's like that's not what I asked you to do. Or it'll do the exact same random shuffle every time. It's like,
Yeah.
I used to have every episode of How It's Made queued up in a playlist.
Oh, really?
And I would listen to that to go to sleep. But then I started realizing, like, I swear I just watched this one, and it's because the program I was using would no matter where you started, as soon as you restarted the playlist, it would always start the random. Like I had it on random, but it would always jump to the exact same order of random. And so then, like, I would start watching this episode, and then because I'd reset it, it'd be like, "Oh, you want to watch this in this order again?" It's like this is awful. It's just like, so I'd sit down and like shuffle it every single time, like 10 or 12 times.
That sounds very frustrating.
Yeah. Random's hard.
Yeah, random is hard, but also like it's stuff like that made me kind of give up on musical or listening to music online a long time ago. Yeah. I basically only listen to music when I need to turn off part of my brain when I'm working, and then I go to like video game, like pre-compiled video game playlists and a YouTube video.
I had been using just letting YouTube like give me playlists.
Yeah, because there are enough of them that you basically never run into a repeat anyway.
I've fine-tuned my YouTube playlist so well for music that it's like 6 or 7 songs that I just do over and over again, and it's like that's probably not good. It's probably not healthy. So I do like using other things like Spotify and Pandora sometimes to just like, let's find some new music, because YouTube will not often recommend me new things.
Yeah.
It's just like, here's the thing that you listen to all day every day. Do you want to listen to that? It's like, yeah, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I mean, sure.
we were playing Lars' campaign last night,
Hmm.
and one of our characters is essentially the chosen one. Like we talked about it. It's like, hey, we're gonna run a campaign. One of you needs to be the chosen one to like progress the story, and we're like, him. So we got into this fight, and first roll of the day, one shot that character. It's just like, nice job, Lars. Like, what do we do? What do we do? We saved him, but it was really funny to just like completely derail
Yep.
everything so fast. Like, well, uh-oh.
I kind of love chosen one, but the chosen one dies and everybody else has to pick up the slack stories.
Yeah. Oh. Screamy sad boy.
I had a campaign that was set up specifically like that, actually, where the chosen one was an NPC, and they were a piece of shit because they'd been told they were the chosen one their entire life, and nobody ever told them no.
Okay.
And I had my players meet them, and they immediately hated the guy. They didn't kill him, thankfully. I managed to avoid the murder hobo-ness, but but we did start to get some cool storyline progression where they were like, well, this is should be the chosen one's like purview, but we can't really trust their judgment on this, so we're going to do the good thing before they can show up.
That's an
It was fun.
interesting concept.
Yeah.
It's like I think that deals with an interesting dichotomy of like the chosen one tropes, because there's either like someone has to do a thing, right? That makes them the chosen one. Like,
Yep.
you have to like you train 1,000 people do this, and the person that's the best fitted will go fight the demon lord, right? Or there's the like someone is fated to fight the demon lord, and nobody knows who it is, and it's usually just like somebody falls into it, right?
Yeah.
So like
We were working with the oracle said this person is the chosen one.
and so like dictating who that person is, I think is always an interesting thing, and that's like Neo, right? Like Neo doesn't really want to do it, but they're like, hey, we see the future, it's you, and it's just like, oh man, and that leads to fun interactions. But I am more of the latter, where it's just like liking the idea that basically anybody can be the chosen one, and so it's just like somebody's got to do this thing, or else. It's just like and that leads to fun storytelling devices.
Yeah, agreed.
Just like falling ass backwards into it.
Darth Vader as the chosen one is another kind of interesting take on that, because like, I mean, when he became Sith, he sure as hell did bring balance to the Force.
Yeah. I think that's one way to look at it. The other way to look, like, I think Dave Filoni wrote it a little different, to where like he basically said no. He's just like, I don't want to do that. you were supposed to do this. He's like, nah. I choose not to. And then Luke kind of picked up the pieces, but I think Ahsoka might deal with that more.
Yeah.
So that's another interesting take that is kind of being rewritten and relooked at now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like mutual destruction is balance, so like that's also fair.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think I need coffee. Or tea or something. I need something. I'll be right back.
You totally out of juice already?
Yeah. I've been out of juice for a few days.
Fair.
I'll be right back.
All right. I'll hold down the fort. Thanks, Corvus. I suppose I'm not on Twitch right now, so if you're on Twitch and listening, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing your chat. Nothing's actually happening in YouTube chat either. So I guess I can't do what I usually do and try to start a riot. But this community's too chill to riot anyway, so I guess it doesn't really... We're not really missing out on anything. Thank you. So this is why I don't stream myself. It's much easier to just hang on Rook's coattails. Corvus gets it. Alright, eyebrows, check. 40-year-old virgin smile, check. It's probably not appropriate for a satyr, but it's what I got and I'm not going to redraw it now. I think I'm about done with this. Painting in flesh tones is really hard.
Okay, back. Sorry.
No worries. Your chat's easy to babysit. Corvus is the only one who talks to me.
Writing about bland food? What did I miss?
Hmm?
I'll participate in a 2-person riot.
I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, if you're reading Twitch, unfortunately, I don't have Twitch up, so I feel bad.
They said, incredible to me that you'd be able to draw that in less than an hour.
Oh, thank you. I have a method. This is actually one of the coolest things about participating in this stream is as much as I still feel like I take it forever compared to you, Rook, which we work in very different styles, so it's not a fair comparison anyway. So, but like, despite feeling that way, you know, like practicing drawing quickly, drawing short form content so much has made me significantly better at quickly getting out short form drawings that with a fairly remarkable amount of fidelity for a short painting.
Like, I've gone back and redrawn some of the things I've sketched in here.
Yeah, same.
And, like, sketching is just the first step, you know? And, like, that's where I usually stop for the viewer suggestion.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's really good practice to get those like, just basic sketching down. I have no idea who said it. It's been forever since I heard the quote, but it stuck with me. For if you want to get good at throwing free throws, and you throw one a day, you're only going to like practice, 300 times in a year. So it's like, that's not that much. That's not that many free throws shot. So if you want to get good at sketching and drawing, you need to draw a lot. Draw as many as you can. So having things like this where it's just practice essentially is really good for anybody.
Yeah. And having you guys suggesting things to draw really takes the pressure of having to come up with a concept off as well. So that makes things even easier. There we go. That's a good enough hand approximation. I'm really trying to wrap this up.
Mayonnaise. Did somebody redeem a mayonnaise? And Twitch chat's just not telling me.
I hope so. It's been forever since we've had a mayonnaise drawing.
They might just be yelling mayonnaise. I want to season chicken and mayonnaise.
Is that about the bland food talk? That would also be fair.
That could be what we were talking about. Just writing about bland food. Gotcha. Man, if your mayonnaise is bland, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
What's going on?
If you told a French person mayonnaise had no flavor, they'd probably, well, first of all, they'd dismiss you as being American.
I hate Miracle Whip. I'm just gonna like I'll throw that out there. Every now and again, I'll want like Miracle Whip on a turkey sandwich after Thanksgiving, just because that's nostalgic. But like, yeah, you want it? No.
I'm discovering that my stomach really likes garlic currently, and I can get away with a lot of
Yeah,
foods I would not normally be able to if I include fresh garlic in it. So I'm really digging aioli currently. As much of a pain as as much of a pain in the ass as it is to make. Holy crap! That sentence should not have been that hard to say. Ugh.
I should make some garlic butter. Garlic aioli is pretty good though.
Yeah.
Let's do
I like a little bit of horseradish in it too.
That sounds really good. Mayo is just a fat delivery device. That's all it is. Like,
That's true.
is what you're eating kind of dry? Throw some mayo in it. Like ranch, most ranch dressing in like a restaurant is like 50% mayo. Just because it's shelf stable. It's shelf stable and it doesn't separate. Oh my kid. Oh my.
It is not shelf stable, and it does separate if you make it from scratch, right?
Not if you make it right.
Well,
like
okay.
it does when it warms up, like for sure.
Right.
Like if you just leave it out on the counter, it'll eventually break down.
Yeah.
But no, like egg whites are shelf stable, which is weird.
Well,
If you have just egg whites, you can kind of leave them out. Like I wouldn't recommend that, but like you can. They don't really do much.
it's the egg yolk that's the important part of the mayo, though, isn't it?
I think so. You might be right.
Because that's the emulsifier.
Me and my family buy garlic in bulk every 6 months or so to ferment for a bunch of into honey. Gets rid of colds. Yeah, I've heard that. Heard that. Garlic is super pungent and full of
Antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, antimicrobials, anti-everything, pretty
antimicrobials
much.
is what I was looking for, yeah. And then honey has it too.
Anti-parasitics.
Yeah. So like, when I get sick with a cold, I generally I do hot water, honey and lemon, and booze sometimes. That usually makes me more sick, but like, yeah, it just feels better. Hot, good. Lemon, good. Honey, good. Like, it's all good. You just do it. Throw some garlic in there, why not?
I have when I get sick, I have a recipe for it's supposed to be an old Jewish recipe, but I got it off the internet. It's just called garlic penicillin.
Okay.
And what it really is like chicken bone broth with lemon and a whole head of garlic crushed and cooked in it.
Nice.
It makes my breath, it makes my breath horrible. It also seriously makes my throat feel better.
I think I'm done with this. I don't know what else to do with this.
I'm ready to roll.
All right, go for it.
D6
roll
it looks
D8.
like.
Yeah.
A D8.
Or D6, I guess. We're down to 6.
5.
Garlic sauce. That sounds pretty good.
Oh no.
This says you're a history teacher as a D&D character. That might break the rules a little bit.
Yeah, it has been a long time since I have had a history teacher.
I could kind of, I mean, first off, it says your. So that's inferring the use, which is against the rules, and then it just says D&D character instead of like giving us a description of D&D character. So I think we're gonna pass on that one.
Good. Okay.
So do you want 5 again, or do you want? Oh, I already drew that one actually. I drew that one last week. So I guess we need to roll
Yeah,
just 4.
you did. I guess so.
What about your favorite teacher? Yeah, it's still been like 20 years.
Yep. And I have never had a favorite history teacher because I never had a history teacher that cared about any part of history beyond names and dates. I got no context. I got very little history. I told Corvus this story. I learned, or the only point I ever heard the name Archduke Ferdinand was from cartoons and from learning about history on the internet. So, natural 1. A made shrimp with a fryer basket as weapon.
Nice. I'm doing a cat owl hybrid wearing a bell collar. We were talking about this the other day too. Like, is a cat owl just an owl? Or just a cat?
I mean, great horned owls already have cat ears.
Yeah.
And both are just kind of dumb and really angry a lot of the time, petty, and they like to kill things for fun. So.
Is Owlcat the company that made Pathfinder game?
I don't know.
I feel like it might be. Let's see if I can just randomly remember what their logo looks like and steal it without thinking about it. It is, okay. But what is an owlcat but an owlbear that is small?
I mean, fair.
The bear cats. Are bear cats bears? No. Are they cats? Probably not. Maybe they're bears. I don't know.
Maybe.
I think the bear cats might be marsupials. Muscelids? They're pretty funny looking. The bear cat.
Is that a binturong?
Oh my.
Is that the other name for it?
I missed.
Corvus says yes. Okay. Yeah. I did not know them from the moniker Bearcat. I only knew them as binturongs. I think they're muscelids, but I'm not sure.
You got pretty round snoots to be muscelids, but they do have the claws and the tail, so.
And are they from South America?
The only thing I'll add to the history comment, because I want to kind of get past it, which we already did, but I want to go back, is I had a history teacher who said that anybody on the shot put team could skip class and go practice because he was the coach. So I joined the shot put team, so I didn't have to go to class. And that's what I did. And I just never went again. I was a terrible shot putter.
They're related to civets.
I think I was like the second worst in the district. That's kind of a cat ear. Not really though. It's an owlbear ear. Let's give him a real cat ear here. Let's do that. There we go. That's better.
Like, shrimps really do have weird faces from underneath.
Yeah.
Basically no face from underneath.
I was talking about making the crab game, right? Because that's where it's called right now.
Yep.
And Shona sent me a GIF of just like a crab packaging plant, and I was like, "This is terrible and horrifying." But they are bugs, so I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how we disassociate like food and lobster and crabs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very strange.
Have you ever looked up a horseshoe crab blood harvesting machine?
Yeah, the blood harvesting machine for the horseshoe crabs is super weird too. Wait, like a machine? Because I've seen them like strapped to a table with
There's supposed to be
blood bags in them.
a machine that does that
Okay.
like in an automated fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And by our legal system, it is considered ethically humane.
Okay.
But I've heard that the mortality rate is really high.
Interesting.
But I don't know. It's also a completely essential industry.
Yeah. I just keep thinking about crabs getting like have you ever caught a crab? In like a pot or anything? Or maybe cooked one, I guess. It's just as bad. They're just so dumb and so terrifying, and they scare me. Because they don't have faces. They just got
And they make that weird gurgly hissy sound.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, I don't know if I should feel bad for you or not. You're kind of scary. I'm gonna eat you now. And lobsters are worse. Lobsters and shrimps are just... Shrimp can be kind of cute when they're in a tank. But...
And when they're real small.
yeah. And then they get real big, and it's just like, I don't like it. I don't like it. They're related to cervids. Okay. I took a vow to eat every bug I see this winter. 36 down. Interesting. I don't know what to take that. White lasagna, welcome in. Yeah, crabs. Crabs. My original concept for the for people that don't know that I'm making a game, because I'm going to talk about it forever now. We were originally doing like a platformer, is what I designed, but we want to try doing a tower defense first. And so like this was the platformer was all shadow monsters. Like I had a really fun idea for shadow monsters. And now we're doing crabs. And I don't remember why. It just seemed funny at the time. And it seems like a good idea for a tower defense game, just being swarmed by crabs. So, because they're armored, and that's great.
Part of me really wants you to like make it all food themed, because I really like the fact that Rugby's weapon is throwing pickles.
That was a joke.
I know, but I like it.
I mean, having a goblin character that throws pickles sounds like something I'll probably do. But like, there's no reason we can't put that kind of stuff in there.
Yeah, totally.
But I also don't want to make like fighting food-ons, right? It's like, what if Pokemon but food? And it's like, that didn't need to be a thing. That feels very formulaic to me. Which, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't look at it.
Lucky you.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like, I don't want to like trash talk it. It's just, I don't know.
It was weird. It was very weird. It was meant to be really weird, and it embraced the weirdness.
The main character was named Fried Ricer, and he was a bowl of fried rice. So, guess what he said? Fried Ricer, all the time. Super weird. Super weird concept.
I mean, Druid is just drawing a fighting food on.
Is he?
Yeah, but it's not what I. This was not my choice. This was chosen for me by the dice gods.
How are you doing today, Corvus?
Me. Alright, I guess.
Welcome into the call.
I've been in the call.
I know, but you haven't said anything yet, so.
Yes. 'Cause I haven't felt like interacting
Yeah,
verbally.
fair.
It's a cat. It's got to have whiskers.
Yeah, it's true. I suppose that is one difference between owls and actual cats.
Hmm.
And the fact that one's a bird and one's a mammal.
Eh.
The way you said it like that made me realize that owls are dinosaurs. And
Yes.
That's terrifying on a few different levels.
Only if you're allowed to be. You cause your own problems, Rook.
Don't fear shame me.
I will. The only bird would argue you should ever be afraid of are the birds in the ostrich family. Slash emus. I don't know if they're in the ostrich family or not.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
mean, you're not wrong. Like, dinosaurs had their chance.
Yep.
You
I
never said
mean,
no.
some of them are still for sure kicking.
Well, I mean,
like-
birds. Keep up with the conversation.
Let me finish my thought and you will understand. You ever seen a cassowary?
Aren't the cassowaries part of the ostrich family?
Yeah, I think so. But like the point is that a cassowary has about a 6-inch nail, and it is sharp like a spear point, and they can kick you. Their hearing is so good they can hear your heartbeat and pinpoint it, and they can stab you in the heart with one kick. I'm just saying, cassowaries are scarier than any raptor ever actually was, especially now that we know that raptors did not use their hooky claws to kill. They used them to like grab onto a thing's back and lock in, so they couldn't be thrown off.
Most like velociraptors and stuff were smaller than cassowaries, right?
Oh, significantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Utah raptor is, I think, the largest. I think it's still the largest raptor that we know of, and it's comparable size, maybe a little bit smaller.
Maybe about the same size. Because I mean, like,
Yeah, but
essentially what you do is
veloci-
you take a cassowary and just give it a bigger head and teeth, and it's like that is more terrifying. That is more terrifying. So yeah, I don't know.
Approximate size comparisons.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, the actual velociraptor was legit the size of a turkey. Big tail and all.
But like a turkey with a cat head might be terrifying. I don't know. Are you telling me that shrimp fried this rice? I mean, yeah. That's kind of how it worked. Yeah. Hey, welcome in, by the way. Extinct. Can you imagine having like a turkey dinner with one of those? That would be pretty awesome. Can you eat emu and
Yeah.
ostrich?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty big industry, especially with ostrich.
I've had emu jerky, but I've never had an emu
burger.
No, actually, I had an emu burger.
Yeah, emu is pretty common in the food service industry as like a beef substitute.
I want this.
They'll ground it up.
I've never had an emu leg. That's what I want. I just want like a big Flintstones.
That'd probably be
Smoked emu leg?
that'd probably be the toughest part of the whole bird.
Probably. I
Yeah,
better
I
make
just want
a
to do
decent
it
stock,
to
though.
say that I have, you know.
Mm.
Totally
Like there's
fair.
some big turkey legs.
Yep.
There's some big turkey legs.
It
gonna say
would
just-
be... Go ahead.
No, you go first.
It would be hilarious to go to like a medieval times or Renaissance fair, and instead of get a smoked turkey leg, get a smoked emu leg,
Mhm.
and have it literally just be like Flintstones level of absurd, huge.
I would like the dragon thigh, please.
Yeah, there's like I know in Belgium there is a growing industry of like ostrich farmers.
Nice. There's one on YouTube or TikTok. I don't remember which. That like
Probably both.
has a riot shield for their emu. The emu's just
That's
an
smart.
asshole.
Ostriches are probably a lot. I don't want to say more tame, but probably better to deal with than emu because ostriches also don't have the taloned wings
Yeah.
cassowaries and emus do.
Aren't ostriches more herd animals than emu? I suppose maybe no.
Mhm.
Ostriches
Probably
are
more than
bigger,
cassowaries. I
though,
think
right?
cassowaries are
Yeah,
solitary.
they're bigger.
Maybe not emus. I don't know.
The moa.
Yep. The Maori hunted them to extinction.
Part of me is glad for that.
Bummer.
They would dig pitfalls and they would herd the moa or get chased by the moa into the right spot and fall and then take it out.
Masked elven lord, half in light, half in shadow, dressed in academic clothing. This I can do. This I can do real good. I hope. Not that I couldn't do the other things. I just like it's my comfort zone.
Yep. I'm with you there. You think this is in my comfort zone? I don't know how I'm gonna make this a mage. Am I just gonna put a Gandalf hat on this?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, just give it a wizard hat, maybe a staff, or a wand, and call it a day. Corvus, did you need that elf token for tomorrow?
No,
Okay,
it's just whenever we play your campaign again.
gotcha. That's good. That just means I have time. So.
Yeah. I just know you've been very busy with stuff, so
I have been. I've been very busy. I've been very frustrated with, like, my ability to get things done because I've been taking care of the kid so much because he's
Yep.
starting to run all over the place and just require more attention. And
Mhm.
I keep having to tell myself that, like, that's an important thing to be doing. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like
yeah.
I'm frustrated.
You're
that
not
I'm getting
actually
it
doing
done,
less.
but like, I am getting stuff done in the way of the boy. Actually, you know, he's still way on track for all of this stuff. So I'm doing all right.
oh no, my boy.
My boy, father help.
Every time you just say the boy, I'm just like think of that stupid video.
I love that meme. I need to put it on the Twitch thing.
Yeah, I tried redeeming a thing from Twitch and it just didn't play.
Oh, well, I bet that's because I haven't been on Twitch in 3 months, and so it probably logged me out of Streamlabs, or whatever it's called. Is it Streamlabs?
Probably.
Slobs. Streamlabs OBS. Slobs. My favorite acronym.
Slobs. There we go. Okay. What widgets do I have enabled? I just want to look at my widgets, please. Uh-oh. Maybe this isn't the place I need to be? To Twitch! I see the I go Mao that didn't work.
Yep.
27 minutes ago. Extensions. There we go. My extensions. Sound alerts. It says it's active. What that actually means, you know, who knows?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm logged out. We would like access to these 40 things. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's a Markiplier soundbite, so you think it would be here. No. Nope, that's not it.
Father help!
Yep, we're doing it. I might have just made that cost $5 to do. Hold on a second. I think I screwed up. Father help costs 100 bits. That's not what I wanted. How do I change that? I don't know how to change this. Oh, okay, over here. We'll make it free. Save as profile. Save. Okay, that should be fine. Da do da do da do.
I want a goofy name for the shrimp.
You're not going with Fried Ricer? He is a wizard. That's not a very wizardly name, is it?
Not really. I'm having a hard time coming up with anything I like. Chat, help.
I'm going with something like Crablore, Sizzle Snips, the Fire Wizard Crustacean. That's what I'd go with.
Extraordinaire.
you could go somewhere different, like Alfredo. Grand Inquisitor Bisque.
Ooh, I like that. Biscoff the Grey.
That's pretty good. What would academic clothes actually look like? Thinking like the big doctoral mantle thing, like the ribbons. What up, kid? It's chilly in here. The part I ordered that was supposed to be here yesterday will be here tomorrow. Part I ordered was supposed to be here yesterday. So I'm gonna have to move the heater again.
There we go.
I blame the
Shooting's kind of
snow.
shit, but I think
It's
I'm
fine.
done. The frustrations of e-commerce.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse. Sorry.
Stop reading the news.
I'm not.
I don't blame you. Stop it.
I was given like a Twitter link by my friend to like show a picture, and then I just saw like things on the side. Nope, clicks.
I've not been on YouTube for like 2 days. Just like, nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. All done, Druid?
Thank you.
No, I was asking.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Okay. They look good.
I heard well done.
Well, also well done, because it did look good.
Well done, my child.
There's one left.
It's fun and funny, so I enjoy it.
There's one thing on the list left. So I feel like we should do that. And
Yeah.
then it'll almost be 12 o'clock. So maybe we'll do some game art concepting today. I've got 2 characters I want to fiddle with. One that Corvus came up with, and then I want to make a punchy bear, like use the bear monk and just see if I can make a very short range melee character. Yeah. Poor kid. He's got a pretty good shiner today.
Oh. From when he bashed his face on the table yesterday?
Yeah. My desk is right here, and like most things in my house are covered in foam. And normally we have like all of his toys piled up right here, so he can't get over here. But I moved them to clean, and my desk has like a bottom leg here. And he was standing up. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm doing stuff. I'm touching the top of the desk. And then, and I'm like, I'm right here, so it's not like I'm far away from him. And then he just tips over and just smacks his face into the bottom, like the leg of it. And I was like, God, crap. Now he's got a black eye. I feel bad. Now it's got foam on it. It's like, gotta find all the sharp parts that aren't foamed yet. Smack my face into them.
Yeah. So, do you want me to get started on this?
It's up to you. You can either do the last one, or you can chill, or you can work on your own game design stuff, or you can work on character designs for my game for fun. It's up to you.
I looked up the fish species. The diamond rainbow fish is what it is, by the way, chat. It's a diamond rainbow fish, brackets, species name, Taenia praecox. It's a diamond rainbow fish sorcerer. And part of me is like looking at this species of fish and thinking, you know, I could make a pretty cool Lokatha out of this.
I'm trying to think of... I assume that is a Norwin suggestion because of the scientific fish name.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm trying to think, like...
Fair assumption.
I think Norwin likes just the fish, but...
Just the fish?
I think the Lokatha would be a pretty cool alternative, and I doubt they would be upset by that. So, I would go for it.
Whereas they're now known in Pathfinder 2e, the Athamaru.
That's right.
Effin' Mars. I'm trying to make like a hat. I don't think it's working. I'm trying to give it a weird shape, and I hate it. I'm gonna get rid of this.
And it hates you.
It hates me back, yeah. Wah. Yelling into the cup. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, my happy boy.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
Sure.
Oh, you alright?
Man. Athamaru really are just better dressed Lokatha.
Yeah? What happened, kid? You cough, choke, and poop yourself? Poor kids. Poor kid. I have no bodily autonomy yet.
Oh man, this is cool. I'm gonna drop this in the Discord for people to see. Oh no, that was wrong.
It turned out really good.
It's funny. Looking, I did not see this before, but in one of the Paizo publications, there is I mean, it's really a wheelchair, but it's designed for merfolk.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a super tall fishbowl on wheels.
I can't remember if that's legitimate for Paizo, or if that was I think I follow the artist who did that, and I saw it before it was a Paizo thing, and I remember like that's awesome, and then I looked more at the merfolk, and I'm just like, what's happening there? Like, they drew the lady half, like you would draw a lady half, right? It's like, yeah, where do we go? That's great. And then normally this is where I would like add the hip fins. They're just like, I don't know, tail. And it's like, what? But
Yep.
Weird choice. I think they did it just to make it fit on the page, but like, I feel like it's missing something.
Yeah, it is a little bit, especially around the pelvis. Although one could also make the argument that if you're going to give the lower half, the fish half, it probably should lack a pelvis, so I don't know.
It really looks like there's a fish biting her leg. Like, they just didn't draw this leg, but she's got like a peg leg that is just a fish. Like,
Yeah,
that's my problem with it.
Anyway, I picked
It's
this
a really good
image up directly from the Paizo website, so
Okay.
I think
So it is official Paizo. That's
I
cool.
think it is official artwork. But anyway, yeah. So sorry for everybody who did not see what we were talking about.
That's why I drew a picture of it.
Yeah.
But still, like, everything about that is great. It might be a Reynolds picture. I'm not sure about that though. It doesn't look like a Reynolds picture, but the line
I don't
art
think
is
so.
very indicative.
Kent Hamilton is,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's beautifully drawn, and like, wait a minute, is that a lady holding a fish? Kid, you gotta chill out. Okay, I see why it looks funny. I think they drew it in a way that the hip is sideways,
Mm-hmm.
like this. So really, there should be another leg, like, coming out here if this was a person. But because they twisted it sideways, they drew the fish here. But then they drew the fish from the front. So it looks like it's just the perspective kind of shifts really weird on the hip.
Mm.
And so you get both the full fish and the full person up to the hip. And so they just
Yeah.
quite make sense. But everything
yeah.
about this picture is beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's my only critique, is that I wish the fish part was a little bigger. Match the hips a little more.
Yeah. Looking at it that way, though, it does explain why it looks like it's just a fish eating her legs.
Because, like, even the belt going forward makes me feel like my eye is expecting to see this part of the hip. And it's just not there. Right? Like, there's stuff here.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's kind of what I'm kind of wondering, if, like, they did actually draw this whole thing and then they scaled it back. But, I don't know. That's just art.
Yeah, I wonder if they were trying to go for like a flounder thing on the lower part of the legs, like twisted the spine intentionally, because mammal spines are designed to undulate up and down, and fish
interesting.
spines are designed to undulate left to right.
So, like, if you flattened this person out, they would have, like, their body going this way, and then the flounder
Yeah.
flounder body. That could be interesting. It's still,
I don't know.
There's two ways to draw mermaids, and that's creepy fish people, or a fish has swallowed half a person.
Yes.
And I like both. They're for different reasons.
This is that same character,
James
but
the Gap Band.
actually fleshed out.
Hit me.
Hang on.
Sure.
Because that's literally like work in progress art.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, that's not like meant to be like
Yeah,
that was never published in the book.
That was spoilers for.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
more sense. I'm betting what happened then. I'm betting they did cut it off, and they just, because there wasn't like something drawn there, they the person that took the sketch didn't fill it in all the way. Like, this is what we were talking about. And like, yeah, you can see, like, I think the hips are supposed to be sideways, right? So
Yeah.
it's just very thin, but
Yeah.
and it looks a lot better bigger. Like, looking at it in the thumbnail makes it a little weirder.
That
I
is
love
true.
this picture. I love the way they did the netting.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
All of the line
Everything
work
about that is good.
just stunning. Yeah.
Yeah, which this is by Kent Hamilton. I think both of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh
looks
no,
much.
the second one I shared is by Gunship Revolution. That's like an artist company that Paizo works with a lot.
What did you want to look at?
But the concept art
Next one.
is by Kent Hamilton.
Yeah, and you can see with the final one they did thicken it up a little bit. I think that's probably why.
Mm.
She do got more booty in the final one.
She got more booty. Really cool design. Really, really cool. I'm kind of obsessed with the wheelchair too, because it like very much looks elven make. Like, you know,
Yeah, it
it's got
does,
that
right?
vibe. super good.
It also, like, the shape also feels like the shape feels like a cross between a golf bag and a fishbowl to me.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's a strong recommendation or not, but
The
I
merfolk
enjoy it.
caddy.
Yeah.
I think my only critique I would have for the land moving vehicle for the mermaid, merfolk, is it looks a little not top heavy,
I thought that
but
too.
it looks a little
Yeah.
tall.
I
That
agree.
it would be a little like it would tip over easy.
It's something to think about with cause it basically just it does look like a golf kit, like 100%, but like it looks kind of like like a potion file,
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And so like if you're a merfolk, like I think you want most of your buoyancy. I mean, like you're gonna slosh to the bottom. You're just gonna slosh to the bottom because you're out of the water. So like yeah, you think you would want it to be more cauldron shaped, so that you could sit and then poke out, right? The fact that it comes to this weird point is like, are you like? I guess it has the backrest too, so maybe you are getting strapped in and it's just letting you touch water. Versus maybe that's the idea, is that you're not getting set in the bowl, it's just giving you a reservoir of water and then strapping you in up here. Versus like just being in a chair, you know, like there's no water here. Interesting. I mean, like that's a fun way to do conceptual design, right? Like those are the kind of conversations you would have to have.
Yep.
So
Here's one where it was like published in the book with the wheelchair.
yeah, it's about the same. So like, I can't tell if that thing on the back is a seat or like, or you are supposed to be like strapped to it, you know, like because it looks kind of like armrests. Like, how do you sit in that? That's the question.
Yeah,
Do you sit in it like
I don't know if they
this?
have any art of the merfolk sitting in one.
The concept art has a little note on it that specifically points it out as a chair. I think it's designed as like a bicycle seat, but for fish butt.
Right. Because like my thought is either A, it's like the mast of a ship, right? So you kind of like you're on your stomach leaning forward, versus this where like you're kind of sitting on top of it and your tail's just in this thing and like you're above it, right? Like those are the two different ways I think you could sit on it.
Right.
Do you sit or do you get held?
The note says specifically, chair is designed for her to operate and move above water. It also keeps her upright and at eye level with her crewmates. While tall,
At
it
eye
is
level? Okay.
hard to tip over for how bottom heavy the chair is.
So probably more of this would be my guess, because then you have like a person standing here. You're probably supposed to, like, those things on the top are probably like right underneath your armpits. So that's interesting. Yeah, not bad design. I assume they had a person standing and they were just like did that.
Yeah.
Really what you need is like you got your merfolk and they're like, yep, and you need big old mech legs from Aliens, the Aliens movie. I'm just like, yes, conquer. And you can make this look like hands, so it's just even weirder. It's just like holding you. Basically, you just want a robot that holds the merfolk.
Yep.
That's what you need. We've redesigned the wheelchair. It's perfect. It's just a big stone column that carries the... I've lost it. I've completely lost my mind.
Well, we have been drawing for 2 hours, so that's...
Yeah, it's longer.
About-
I've lost my stamina apparently because I have to take. I'm not used to being able to take more than 5-minute snapshots of time. Well, this is my Elven student. I think I'm done with it. They were supposed to be half in shadow and half not in shadow, which very much feels like a Nath's character, which I dig. So I'm going to color in this side of them. And then I'm going to color in this one so it has some balance.
You were right.
About...
The little thing at the top is the seat.
Yeah.
Because here she is sitting in one.
Weird. Oh, that's much shorter than I thought it was.
Well, she is standing next to a large centaur.
You are correct. That is fair.
So it's probably
There's a
good
fish. There's a
5
fish.
foot tall.
Oh, I thought the fish on the right was a fish driving a mech. But I think he's just got a big collar.
Which fish?
Hold on. Hold on.
I think that's a lizard folk, actually, Rook.
It
It's
might
got
be
a
a
really small
lizard
head,
folk.
because I think it's an iguana.
You're
The-
right.
Yeah.
But like, because we were talking about fish and stuff, this is what my brain saw. My brain saw a fish person, like right here. I'm gonna use red.
Mm-hmm.
Fish person. And then big robot body.
Yep.
Just needs a fish bowl. That's what my brain saw.
He's a rather kind of chunky iguana.
He's got that big frill. It's great.
Yeah, part of the whole story of House of the Wild, he is the captain, sort of, the lead zoologist person. But he's kind of like new to everything.
All right, I think it's time for some game design. As we finish up the list. Congrats, everybody. It's the first time we've done that in a long time. So we were talking earlier at the start of the stream that this is good, but I think we want to go bigger, right? I think that's what we said. We want to go chunkier. So maybe instead of like 40%, we want to go 60% for the head or 50% for the head. So I think we're going to try to go a little chunkier. And Corvus's character is a little leshy, right? I think leshy was what we wanted.
Yeah, or
Plant.
little tame plant root person.
Yeah. So I think that will be a good start, right? Let's do that. So we're gonna try to go more shapy. And then you won't have the big beak head too, so that'll be the other. Your idea won't have the beak. Let's get a dark green. So I think we're gonna go tiny face, I think, which will be different. Do we want to go bean? Or
Bean.
yeah, you want to go body shape bean? Or do you want to go potato? Bean or potato?
Probably
Is potato.
more potato.
Potato might work better. Yeah, let's do potato. I think potatoes. Why? Why do I keep drawing on the same one? Did you want eyeballs? I generally don't do eyeballs, but neat.
Probably not. Unless you want to make him look like Bard.
Oh yeah, Bard's a little. He's got the little ocarina face, right?
I guess you call it an ocarina face. It's
I
just
mean, it's a
like a
Gordon
round
Gold.
disc.
Yeah. I forgot about Bard. I think Bard was one of the characters that came out right after I quit playing League.
I love Bard's just overall design.
Mhm.
Never played him or anything. I just like. They're cool looking.
He's got like a flute, right?
Yeah, he's all like music. He has like big long like wind chime hairdo thing or horn. It has like a weird horn flute thing.
This character is all about thorns, right? Thorns and bramble. Well, it's thorns, or
yes.
It's
Well, I said roots.
roots, yeah. So like, is it important that they are thorns, or is it more important that they're like grasping vines, or more that they're like thorny bramble that is impassable?
I was thinking like, you know, like how like in some jungles, like trees will have like massive roots that kind of just grow over everything.
Mhm. So overgrowth. It's more overgrowth
Yeah.
than bush. Okay. So then maybe not thorns. Thorns are still look cool.
You
Yeah,
think
I
of
mean-
like Stranglefig specifically?
Yeah. Because the premise I was thinking of is that they would grow out like quick roots and kind of block people or slow people down.
Which I do need to add a slow mechanic. I think I know how to do that now.
So, Jared, this is Bard, if you did not know.
Oh.
He makes really cool sounds when he hops, which is great.
Yep. I'm pretty sure they're one of the few characters that just doesn't speak.
Mhm.
It's just like noises.
I forgot his face twists. Yeah, so I'm gonna get rid of the thorns. I'm
Yep.
gonna add some more.
Because my brain was in game design thing. I was like, well, no, they weren't going to be like thorns dealing damage to people who hit them. Not that type of thorns. That's where my mind went to
Mhm.
first.
Which is fine, like that, because those are two different mechanics, right? Like,
Yep.
thorns would make him a tank because you
Yeah.
want to get hit. And it's like, okay, so since he's not doing that, right, probably not going to be as tough. And then if he's casting stuff on the ground, then he's most likely going to be a mage, right? So he's a tiny little
Yeah.
mage that summons brambles. That's cool. Like, that's a great concept. And then like, so we'll probably give him like a really gnarly ass staff. Just for fun. Something like that.
Yep.
Just have it kind of brambled all over. Little bushly tendrils. Doom, 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 doom. Something I haven't gotten to yet either is like the core mechanic that I originally wanted to have for this game was like giving each player a certain amount of slots to like put an element into, like fire, ice, lightning, whatever, and then like those three things mix together and do something different. But I haven't gotten that far. And so I would love to like leave the masks as blank elements, and like then you have your black character body. That's why I wanted to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the hair, depending on what you had in those three sections, would change, right? So like you have the fire elemental, your hair is fire now. You're like, and so like that would be a cool little thing that you could swap out for each of the characters. And so like for this guy, same thing with his hair up here. Like this hair would just be different. For rugby, you'd probably just have like his hair would be on fire, right? Like just a visual element that changes when you select those things.
Right, right.
And so when I'm designing them, that's why like the mask itself should be kind of a standalone thing, and I want to make sure when I'm designing them that they are that way, right? Because the two
Right.
anchors should be the head and the black silhouette. Those are the two elements that are static, and then the weapon like moves all over the place, and then the hair changes, and yeah, super fun. Like that's how I want to make these characters viable. But the overall design is still kind of up in the air. Kind of up in the air. So this little chunky guy's fun though. Should we give him like a little barbel here that just kind of hangs down?
Druid who faced the Olithek? Is that another fish species?
Who faced the Olympic?
I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know
Yeah,
what
I'm
that
not sure
is.
if that was a pun or what. Putting a monster ability in the Discord to make that makes sense. Okay.
Oh, it's a aboleth. Like a named
Oh.
aboleth.
Cool. I mean, yeah, aboleths are one of my favorite monsters.
Is there no straight? Oh no. Oh, I gotta click. Okay. He's kind of tippy forward. Right now. But that could be fun too, because then he's just like.
Yeah, I definitely imagine if they were fully 3D animated, they would have like a little tiny like. I don't not so much the Lalafell waddle stomp, but the just waddling across the ground.
I was actually talking to Dalcor about that because I was like, I'm really happy with the Paper Mario kind of aesthetic, like the Banner Saga, just flat thing. Like that's awesome, but that means we're gonna have to do a lot of sprite animation. And so I think I'm gonna try that as soon as I finish up with what I'm working on now. I'm gonna try two things. I'm gonna try one where I take the sprite itself, I put a new game object in there, and I rotate it around that, and so that will give me something like this, where it's like as you're moving around the map, it just goes, which I think is really funny. Because then maybe on your movement speed will make you like whittle waddle more, or the other alternative is to do something like what they do in Paper Mario is essentially you have one animation and then you have feet out and then feet in, right? And so as you move around the map, it just goes between those two frames. And it's just like and it's really choppy on purpose. And I think that could be really cute. So I'm gonna try those. I'm gonna see which one of those is better. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be this one, because the wobbling, especially like I said, if it gets too fast, is gonna be weird. It's just like shaking your character. Like, why is my character shaking? What's happening? Okay, so we got this. This is good. I like this. I can draw this out later and try it out when we get the character building. I like this little chunky boy. I'm not gonna have hands. I don't think I'm gonna draw hands in this game. Which is, saves me a lot of time. It's great.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs
Seems
like
like
a little orb on the staff too. Sorry.
Seems like a smart strategy to me.
I do like the idea that this is just like rampantly overgrown. So maybe we'll put some flowers on it too. Like some leaves. I guess they're roots though, right? They're not. This guy should be buried in the dirt. That's my thought. Just like...
Yep. Maybe it's like little potato sprouts or root sprouts coming off.
What do those look like? Give me some, like just like eyes, like potato eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe one up here on his head. It's like whoop, whoop. It might just look like grass. Shoot. That's not bad. It looks like he's infected now, though. Coming out of his eyeball. No, too dark. Too dark. Okay. Keep it cute. We'll piddle with that. I think that's fine. Right. So we have this chunky boy in his little attack box. You go boop. And he's got a staff. So his attack range, I assume, will be very short. Very, very short. Oh, but we said he was going to be a caster, right? So that means he would attack on click. Should we just have, like, things come out of the ground? Or should he place things on the ground? That's an interesting concept. I kind of like that. He just, like, puts down a field, and then things that walk through it take damage.
Yeah, or I will be honest, I didn't think that far ahead.
Right. That's where we're at, right? Like,
Yep.
That's where we're at. That's why we're talking about it now. Because you could, like, a basic attack, right? The things that each character would need is a basic attack, a secondary attack, which is usually the first attack, but bigger, and AoE, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is just all the time spam it. Never stop spamming it. No reason not to spam it. This, maybe 10, 20-second cooldown, right? And then they have their special move. And their special move is something that is like big boy. Big boy attack. Saves your butt. So this might work for the primary attack. It's just like a lash of vines, right?
Yeah.
Just pops out of the ground as punch. So really small, really high. Maybe it has a higher range. That could be something we play with because we haven't really decided what this character, like how the balance is for it. Because if you're slowing creatures, I would argue if you're putting a CC effect on a creature, you should be a close range character.
Yeah.
Right, like that makes sense. But that also pushes him back towards tanking, which maybe that's not right. Maybe that's what makes him. Maybe we say he is a very weak character, and that way we give him range. You know, like he's not supposed to be a frontliner.
Yeah. Because I was thinking like if he had to be at range, I was thinking maybe like mid range. So like if we're like thinking like D&D terms, like probably more situated like a cleric or druid instead of like a wizard or a warlock. All in the back.
What's the golden triangle? I think it's hit point, speed, and attack and damage, right?
I don't fucking know.
How do we balance it out? Are you really tough and hit really hard, or are you really tough and really fast and do no damage? Or do you need lots of damage and attack really fast? So let's do... Oh, and I just added this, so I forgot about it. But each primary attack has 3 stages. Oh, actually, the casters don't have 3 stages. That's a melee thing. So maybe I do add that to the casters too. But actually, that would make more sense to do that. Because then essentially it would go like tiny spike, slightly bigger spike. This is like 1 times damage. This is like 1.2, like not very much difference. And then the third one would be like a little bit of AoE and a little bit bonus damage. And then this big AoE, the special button, should be like 4 times that, right? Like that's the big one. Boom. Should the big AoE just be like a big poop effect on the floor, where it just like brambles come out everywhere and block that area, or should it be like a huge maze? Because if they're roots, you want to trip things up. You don't want to like come out of the ground, right, and make like a bush. That's what I was saying earlier. Like thorns
Yeah.
make sense if it just like a big giant thorn maze comes out of the bushes, or like rose petals or something. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a different character, but
Yeah.
rose-based thorns character would be really fun.
Big old thorn whip.
Mm-hmm. Just like lashing things, just shooting petals and stuff.
Yep.
I dig it. This is the part of game design I love.
Well, yeah, this is the part that everybody finds the most fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rightly so.
I think this is what I need to do. Like, I need to sit down and I need to basically do what I just did here as a template, so that I can have, you know, the character concept look, the like what type of character it is. Sorry, am I in your way, Druid? I can get rid of a lot of this shit.
No, it was fine. I'm struggling with my pose because how do you pose this fucking torso?
Yeah. Type of attacker they are, the shape of their attack. Basically have the thing set out to say like what do each of them do, and then maybe instead of giving people a stat sheet like I did with you, Corvus, I should give them the golden triangle. It's like, where do they fit on this chart? You know, like you just have to pick a spot. Because like a very boring generic character, which is really good for RPGs, is right in the middle, right? Like you start the game and you're right in the middle, and then you start traveling. You travel somewhere on this, or you just expand, right? Like you start getting closer and closer to one side. But every time you level up, you get a little bit more, right? Every level, you just get a little bit more of everything. So that might be a better idea. Just to put that out there, like tank, heal, support, or I guess DPS, support, and then let people be like, this character should be over here or over here. Like this character, since he's got crowd control, can be. I think he's over here. I honestly think he's over here.
In between tank and support.
Yeah. Except like you said, he didn't have a lot of health. I mean,
well, that's what I was still very confused about.
Right. Because the thing is because he's slowing people down, that pushes him towards the support, and so we're on this side now, right? Like that's what we're looking at, and now it's like when those spikes come out of the ground and you put poop on the floor, should that be doing damage or should it be doing lots of crowd control? And so you could say, well, you know, a little of both. And it's like, cool, that's there. Or we could say it slows them down a lot. Or we could say it does a lot of damage. And I think this would be that Thorns character we were talking about. Like this would be the Rose character. And I think this would be, I think maybe that's where we should go with this character, right? Just like massive slow, very little damage.
That's what I was kind of thinking a little bit ago. I was kind of thinking of like how Final Fantasy 14, like the Scholar has like that just AoE that does very little damage, but it's centered on them.
Yeah.
And so
that's
kind of like how it's.
And that could be the big boy move, right? Like you're right here, and then you just like. But that is at odds with like a ranged character. So maybe we make his range pretty short and we give him more health. I think that would fit this model, right?
Yeah.
So he's a close to mid range, tanky support character that just like. And you were talking about buffing the towers too, which I think is a really cool concept that I hadn't thought about yet. Like moves affecting the towers. One of my other friends was talking about like a tank character that maybe you could extend your block to everybody in an aura. It's like, that's cool. I like that. And then give that to the towers too. It's like, yeah, make a tower invincible for 3 seconds. Awesome. Like, I dig that. So there's definitely a lot of playability there that I hadn't thought of, which is great.
I didn't know if you wanted to go with like unique passes for characters or not, so I just like, well, I'll make a note of it anyways.
Yeah, I like the idea of the passives, and the other thing that's not on this list yet is everybody starts with like a random DPS tower. Not random, but it's just like, it's generic. DPS tower, the defensive tower, and then a unique tower. And so like his tower could be just brambles, right? Like he just puts down a wall of brambles, or it could be something that you put next to a tower, and then that does the same thing. Right? It makes that tower thing. So like there's a lot of things to play with there, and that's something we just have to develop as we go, because I haven't gotten that far yet. But I like it.
Yeah.
I like those concepts. That's what I want. That's what I want people to do, is just give me like, hey, I would love blank in that kind of game. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna think about it, because I want to make a game that is not only unique, but like reaches a lot of people that can play together. Right? It's like
Yeah.
so it's
And the potential for like team synergy is kind of the coolest part about
that's
this.
what I want to foster really bad, because and I think that's why it's important to make like, if each character has a unique type of tower. Dungeon Defenders did this, right? So like I'm not like, oh, I have a brand new idea. Dungeon Defenders did this to where they only had 4 characters though. I think they have 6 or 8 now, but like when I played it they had 4. And so each of them had their own unique styles, which was really cool. And then in Dungeons Defenders 2, they basically gave every person their own lane. And so it's like you didn't have to synergize anymore. You just built your own shit, and everybody's individual kit worked by itself. And I was like, lame.
So they turned it into a MOBA basically.
They did, yeah. They did. It was a MOBA, 100%. So this is I want to fall back to that original, like, team synergy is important. It's good to have a character with defensive towers. It's good to have a character with AoE towers, right? Like, I think that should be part of the thing. And
because that's what I was kind of thinking with this character, was that they would be much more of a defensive character, like their tower. Like maybe the only offensive part of their tower is like, as enemies move through the brambles, they may like take small tick damage.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I think right now I'm trying to scale it back. I don't have any numbers yet, right? Because I haven't gotten that into testing. But I'm trying to scale it back that like base damage of 1, right? Like most things that are not attack characters should do 1 damage. Like base level crab, 1 damage, right? So like, and that's where we start. Nothing should do less than that, unless they just don't attack, right? Which maybe that's a thing we do in the future. But Elliot's saying here, I want to make a character that uses ice to slow. Oh, it'll happen. Like, ice is my favorite jam. There will be many ice characters in this. But yeah, so like, and so that's a good thing, and that's why when I did the stats originally, I was just like, I don't want you to tell me the stats of the character, because I don't know what they are yet. And I didn't tell that right to Corvus, but I didn't want people to give me like the actual stats, like roll me a stat sheet. I just wanted you to be like, which of these stats are important? Because if attack isn't important, cool, you do 1 damage. Like, it's done. You start there, you do 1 damage. If attack speed is important, then all of a sudden, you know, you go from doing what I was looking at when I was playing games. This is kind of an interesting thing. About 2.5 to 2 attacks per second feels pretty good. Like, it's a pretty common amount of times you can attack with a character in a game. And then when you get down to like 1 attack per second, it feels like a slow character. So that's another thing to look at, is like, are they attack based? Cool, they start with 2.5. If they're not attack based, maybe it's 1, maybe it's 1.5. Like, we don't know. So I'm trying to look at that, trying to look at everything in that lens of like, what is the base stat requirements for a fun character in general, and then how do we make things better from there? So yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be a lot of fun, a lot of interesting progress, or not progress, but like opportunities to kind of push the bounds of what a lot of games have done so far. So phrasing this idea with Smasher, pairing this idea with Smasher, got it. Yeah, and I want to get back to the idea eventually of like, you know, elemental things. So it might behoove us to not make so many, like, this is cool, I like this character, we probably don't need like a fire version of him, because you could just light him on fire, right? And then he's a different character. So that is something I want to make sure I don't trip up too much. But a lot of
there'll be a skin for him.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you give him the fire crystal or whatever, and then all of a sudden he does his normal attacks and lights people on fire. And it's like perfect. So, and that's just an in-game thing, right? Like anybody can do that at any time. So I'm excited to try that kind of stuff out. But that's going to be a lot more programming that I haven't gotten to yet. But down the road, we'll get there. I think I'm about done today. I've filled this page up twice now with stuff.
Cool.
You want to finish your hand up? I'm not in a super rush to bounce out, but I can move this over.
Yeah, I think I know what I want to do. I just need space for it.
I'll just move this stuff out of the way, and then you can do that, and we'll call it a day here in a bit. Dun 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 dun. I think chunkier is better. I think that's going to be my new philosophy for characters. Chunky is better. Because I love like this. Like, I love this shape for characters. And when I do the tower defense, not the tower, the platformer, I think I want to do something like this. Just kind of like really long and noodly with some flappy bits on top.
I love this shape.
Just a giant head. Right, and that's Shovel Knight, right? Like Shovel Knight is
pretty much, yeah.
Is this, and then Dungeon Defenders is really similar but a little different. I think it's more like this. It's a little more forward heavy.
Yeah. Castle Crashers is.
I'll put a lot of time on Castle Crashers. It's such a good game.
It is. It's so good.
3 stats. I only have 3 stats. Maybe that's not right. Health. Attack. Whatever stat the bow was. Magic. And then MP. So maybe they had 5 stats. That seems right. Something like that.
There was some kind of magic as well.
I currently have like 20 stats, and I'm thinking down the road they're probably going to get paired together. But I'm thinking a way to do that is basically like, because right now I have it set up because of simplicity of coding. That you have your huge list of things, and you find an item, and that item has all of those things on it too. And so I can just be like, +1 damage, and it'll be like, bloop, it'll change that, right? I could eventually, instead of this being like a pearl of +1 damage, just make it like attack. And that will give you +1 damage, +1 speed, +1 size. Like, I could do that right now. And so that's something that we have to play with and see what's fun, you know? And that's cool. Like, I'm glad we're getting to that point. Is that the masked shadow elf? Yes it is. Was it a shadow elf? I thought it was like, I assumed it was like a Nathus mask. Like half and half. Was it half shadow elf and half normal elf? Is that what it was supposed to be? Bah. Yeah, kid. Oh my. Nah. Lana. He said mama? Nope, just sticking his tongue out.
Alright, I'm done. I'm good.
Corn chips.
Yep. I think those corn chips are too thick for him. Like, he likes the thin ones, doesn't like the... Yeah. Alright, I think that's all we got today, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking with us. Corvus Druid, thanks for talking, chatting with me, giving me cool ideas. Thanks for all the suggestions. We got through the list this week, which was awesome. So that's pretty cool. We'll put up another one next week on Monday. I'll be around this afternoon fiddling with scripts again. Hopefully try to actually get some art done eventually, but who knows. Shadows are from different dimensions, so they are lighted by the sun instead of the materials. I'm confused about that, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll probably be around this afternoon in Discord if people want to come hang out. You're very welcome to. Otherwise, that's all I have. Commissions are open. If you want a commission, contact me in Discord. If you want to join the Patreon, there's a link down below. Check out the Discord. There's a link down below. Go watch a playlist. Leave a playlist on this weekend and leave comments on the videos because it's awesome. That's all I got. Thanks, everybody. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we'll catch everybody next week. Bye!
Bye.